A lot of people will bring their families to say, hey, look, this is how movie theaters used to look. Screen quality, sound's all right. And then they're like, we got that under our belt. We can not do that again. I invite you all to come back. Come back and see it again.
The seats don't recline, but other than that, I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. And that sound quality, the picture quality will be on point now.
Fantastic.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Beaumont Beat video podcast, where we move with the heartbeat of the city. I'm your host, Tracy Koenig, broadcasting from the historic Jefferson Theatre in downtown Beaumont. You may have noticed that we took a month off from our classic movie nights. We've been working hard to bring our technology into the 4K era. Upgrades to the screen, the sound system, and most importantly, the projector have been completed, and we can't wait for you to come and check it out for yourself. So today we're going to be talking with Mr. Zach Bowman. He's the operations coordinator here at the Jefferson Theatre, and he's going to tell us everything about the latest upgrades, some of the history of the theater, and the big 13 Nights of Halloween event that's taking place all month long here at the Jeff. But before we get into all that, I have a few announcements. The Bark is back in downtown Beaumont. Everyone and their dog is invited to Dogtoberfest. The Fur-Filled Day offers a positively fun experience for all ages. Admission and parking are free, food and drinks are available for purchase, and all proceeds benefit Beaumont Main Street revitalization efforts. We can't wait to see all the pictures you'll be taking with your pets. We'd also like to invite you to our annual State of the City event. It's coming up Thursday, November 21st from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Beaumont Civic Center. It's going to be a big city-wide pep rally filled with music, food, conversation, as we take a look back at the things we've accomplished together as a city over the past year and the big plans in store for the year ahead. So make sure you get your tickets, because it's an event you definitely don't want to miss. Check out the Beaumont Chamber of Commerce website to register. All right, now let's get into today's show. And Zach is here. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. Yeah.
All right, first of all, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, how long you've been here, what you do for the city?
Sure. I'm coming up on 5 years here with the Event Services Department of the City of Beaumont. I came from a live sound concert background. I was a touring sound engineer for some Texas country acts. And then I also did a local podcast, which is how I kind of got connected with our director, Emily Wheeler. She eventually offered me a position because they were looking for somebody to operate the Jefferson, because I kind of had a combination of the skills that they were looking for, I guess, to come into this beautiful place and try to, I guess, steer it in a direction that we were looking to steer it in. Yeah.
And that's what you mentioned, how beautiful it is, but it's my favorite building downtown. It's got so much history too. And if you come in, I mean, people are always awed by how beautiful it is, but there's a lot of history. It's approaching 100 years.
Yeah, 1927 it was built. We're coming up on 2027, a few more years. It's a very special place. It's technically what it's called is a movie palace. A lot of these were built in the 20s and 30s. They were really popular. It was kind of like a place for the working man to come and come and feel like he was a prince for a day or feel like he was royalty. But not a lot of them have survived. We are very, very, very lucky that we had a group of concerned citizens in the 70s, 80s, and 90s who banded together and put in all the work and raised all the funds and the grants to keep this place, to not only bring it back, because from what I've been told, it had holes in the ceilings. It was basically a pigeon roost at some point in the 90s. But we're very lucky to have it, because not a lot of cities have their movie palaces anymore. Houston doesn't have any left, and there's not a lot in this region. So for it to still be here and to be in such good shape, it really is like the crown jewel of downtown Beaumont.
And tourists come in specifically to see this theater.
Absolutely, yeah. We've had people travel all the way from California. Every now and then I'm lucky enough to catch them outside, and every now and then you get some really interesting stories. We had a man who was involved with Cinerama, which I don't know if you've ever heard of this. It was an old school film format, which was super wide curved screens. But he was like an expert in it. He had written a book about it. And there was a theater that was right around the corner that used to do these roadshow films in Cinerama. And he was in town just kind of checking out the place. And he was on a road trip looking at old movie theaters. And lo and behold, I happened to be there. I let him inside. He took some pictures. He ended up mailing me a book that we have in our office here. So you have a lot of interesting types. You have people that are interested in the pipe organ that travel from all over, even the world, to come see it because it's one of the few that are left. It really is. It's a stunning example of this kind of movie house from that time period. really
and
special.
You mentioned that pipe organ. That is fantastic, but it's only getting better. You're upgrading it. Talk about that.
Yeah, so we just finished the full renovation, I think, in April, maybe not last year, but the year before. We did a run of silent movies, and then we were given a generous grant by the Steinhagen Foundation and to kind of soup it up a little bit. And actually, I hope y'all can't hear it, but our organ guy, Tom Helms, is back there working on the pipes right now. We are expanding the amount of sounds, the amount of pipes that are going to be in the organ. Before you kind of had more stuff on the left side and some more sound effects on the right side. We're trying to spread that sound image out a little bit so that it's a little more even and just a little louder. Also, we're adding computer control, which is kind of interesting because we'll have the capability of recording an organist on it and then we can play it back, which there's not a lot of theater organists in the United States, really. There's maybe a handful of them. They're older folks, and it's kind of hard to find anybody up and coming doing it. It's a kind of a relic of an instrument, and to find somebody to really play that thing right is tough. So being able to kind of play that back, and maybe we won't have a player on it all the time, but to be able to play it back as it should be would be a cool thing for us to show off.
I love your passion.
Yeah.
I mean, you love working here.
Absolutely, yeah. No, it's a great job. We have a really great team in the event services department, and one of my favorite things about working for the city that I've been really struck by is how well all the different departments work together. Like we have building services is always in here working on our air conditioning and keeping this building running because this
feels
place
nice right now.
Yeah, it feels really good in here. Some people say it's an ice box. It's actually a little trivia there is this was technically the first air conditioned theater in Texas.
Really?
Yeah, that's a fun little fact. We had one of the first carrier air conditioning units, I guess you could say. It's in their museum right now, the old one. Mm-hmm. But like I was saying about the city, all the departments work really well together. We have a really great team at event services. I couldn't be happier with the crew that we have, and they're very supportive of any kind of goals that we have and want to move forward with. Everybody gets together and we make it happen.
Yeah,
it's really
I can
exciting.
attest to that.
Mm-hmm.
And we get to work. I actually get to work upstairs in this building as part of the communications
we
department.
see all the time.
Yeah, so it's a great environment. All right. Well, in just a moment, we're going to also talk about the classic movie nights that you can see right here at the Jefferson. After the recent renovations, they're going to be even a better experience for all those who want to come out and enjoy a movie here at the Jefferson Theatre. But first, we'd like to invite you to participate in Museum Madness starting on October 17th, running through the end of the weekend. You'll have over 20 chances to visit our local museums and participate in spooky activities. Most of the events are free to attend, and a few highlights include a cemetery tour, a pumpkin scavenger hunt, spooky-themed crafts, dinosaur day, live music, and outdoor movies. Check out Beaumonttexas.gov/Museum Madness for a full listing of those events. Also, we want to share some other news with you. Recently, our Beaumont City Manager, Kenneth Williams, was featured in the Texas Government Insider. In the article, he shares what he likes best about being a public servant, the best advice he's received as a city leader, and what he wishes more people knew about the city of Beaumont. To read the entire article, visit Beaumonttexas.gov/TGILoneStars. And as always, you can stream this show and past episodes of the Beaumont Beat on multiple platforms, including Facebook, YouTube, and Spotify. Subscribe to our channel, like this episode, and share it with others so they too can enjoy it. And we're always looking for new topics, so drop us a comment to let us know what you'd like to see in future episodes. Now back to our conversation with Zach Bowman about the Jefferson Theatre, and you've made a lot of renovations. Tell us what you got.
So Classic Movie Nights has been going for quite some time now. We had been using what I would describe as a large format conference projector, like you'd see at like a conference or like a presentation or something, kind of prosumer grade. I mean, it was a big, nice one, but it was, it was HD native. We were still using Blu-ray players. So it was kind of like, we kind of had to do a lot of things to make the movie going experience seem kind of seamless. Every now and then you'd see a little play button pop up. It wasn't what we would imagine a movie theater should be.
Right.
So, we would go to these LHAT conferences. It's the League of Historic American Theaters, wonderful organization. They kind of gather a bunch of theaters like ourselves, and they get everybody together, and they have little breakout rooms, and they talk about what they're working on, what's coming up, what's necessary, all these things. So it's a good place for us to go and learn things. And what I picked up on is we need a better movie-going experience. So we took that back. We did the whole bidding process, figured everything out. And what we finally got to years later is a brand new Christie laser projection system. It's a 4K native, which basically, the easiest way to describe it is like it's 10 times as bright. It's 10 times as crisp. You can walk up to the screen, and it looks like, I've been telling everybody, it looks like we just hung a picture there.
Yeah.
Like it is state of the art. It is top of the line. The new sound processor is a proper Dolby surround sound processor. Before, we had used a high-end Denon home theater receiver. And what I learned in this process is that home theater receivers, they have processing in them that basically processes the sound to make your living room sound like a movie theater. Now, if you take that processing and you put it in a movie theater, it doesn't sound right. It sounds weird. But whenever you get an actual movie theater processor in there, wow, it sounds like a movie theater now. And then on top of all that, we have the playback system that handles, it covers the lights. So whenever the trailer starts at 7 o'clock, the lights dim. Whenever the movie starts, the lights go off. Whenever the movie ends, the lights come back up. It's all automated. It all runs itself. It's what they use at the box theaters on the highway, at any movie theater that you've been to in the country. This is how we are operating now. So you can come to the Jefferson, and you can have that movie theater experience in our movie palace. Right,
which is so fantastic, because that was if I ever had anything when I came here to the Jefferson to experience, those were some of the things, like you knew you had to compromise a little bit with the screen quality, a little bit with the sound.
Yes.
But you were in a beautiful atmosphere, which made it unique.
Yeah. And what I've been telling people, or what I've been trying to get the word out about, is like if you have come to a movie night in the early stages, or you've come over the last 10 years, just to kind of, a lot of people will bring their families to say, hey, look, this is how movie theaters used to look. They get that experience. Screen quality sounds all right, and then they're like, we got that under our belt, we can not do that again. I invite you all to come back and see it again, and see if it's worth your time, because I guarantee you that it's there's not a lot of downsides to it, other than you might be sitting a little closer to everybody than you're used to there's no reclining
the
seats.
The seats don't recline, but other than that, I mean, it's absolutely beautiful, and that sound quality, the picture quality will be on point now.
Fantastic.
So tell us how it was funded.
So it was an investment by the city, but we were lucky enough to apply for and receive a grant from the Steinhagen Benevolent Trust. Obviously, they also donated for our organ. That family has been involved with this theater since the Preservation Society in the 80s and 90s, and we can't thank them enough for making this possible for us, because we wouldn't have been able to make it happen without that. Yeah.
Another thing that I like is when you come to this theater, it's the cheapest movie in town, but you still get the $6.
$6. $4, 12 and under. Popcorn's $4. You can get a beer for $5 if you're into that kind of thing. A date night, you can get in and out of here for $30.
Yeah.
Maybe less than $30.
Yeah, and all the guys at home are like, okay, honey, we're going to the Jefferson this weekend, right?
That's right. And we got a really wide selection of movies too.
Yeah,
so
let's talk about that.
We got rom-coms. We got October's horror movies mostly, but we have every level of horror that you want. We have very, very scary and tough movies, and then we have family-friendly movies. We got Casper, The Haunted Mansion. We have old school classics like Young Frankenstein, the classic Mel Brooks film. We have a little bit for everybody,
Tell us what classic movie nights are all about, because these have been going on for a while. I mean, you bring back some of the classics that we grew up on, right?
Yeah. It's really cool. It was started as a way to kind of, I think, make people aware of the legacy of the Jefferson, because a lot of people will compare the Jefferson and the Julie, right? And the Julie used to be City Hall. It became City Auditorium. The Julie is where you go for dance recitals. It's where you go for weddings occasionally and shows like that. And the Jefferson's always been this, like, what is the Jefferson? Now, the Jefferson was built to handle vaudeville shows. We have a full stage. We have drapes, all that stuff. We do concerts here. We do stand-up here. But it was founded, and for most of its life, it was operated, the big moneymaker that it was, as a movie theater. So Classic Movie Nights is a recollection of that legacy to say, hey, this isn't a playhouse. This isn't where you go see ballet. You can see ballet here, but this is a movie theater. This is a cinematic place for you to come and to get a bag of popcorn, sit in a seat, and to go to another world for an hour and a half to 2 hours.
And I love that people dress up for these movies, right? Like I came to one of the Grease, I think it was Grease, and they were all in poodle skirts, full on. And that makes it a different experience.
Absolutely, yeah. We try to we do our best to try to eventize every film, because every film has its thing. Whenever we do 80s movies, people dress up in the 80s outfits. We did a Godfather showing last year for the 50th anniversary, the first Godfather, and we encouraged fancy dress. We had cannolis, we had some Coppola wine, so we kind of jazzed it up a little bit. I think we did a jazz band on that one. We did Roadhouse, the Patrick Swayze action-packed fighting movie. We had a blues band in the lobby, so we try to tie in to make it a little bit more than just coming to see a movie. You're not just walking in, getting your seat, and then watching a movie and leaving. You're coming here to have an experience, and to kind of jazz it up a little bit. It's half the fun,
Right, and as you mentioned, it is the most wonderful time of the year because it is spooky season here at the Jefferson. And I mean, you guys go all out for these 13 nights of Halloween. You talked about some of the movies. Talk about the whole experience. I mean, you light it up, you decorate it.
Yeah, 13 nights of Halloween. I love it. I am a horror head, so And I know there's a lot of people out there that just love spooky movies. They love this time of year. They want to come in and be scared and be reminded that summer is over. We can put on sweaters again. You can eat candy, but it's a good time. This year, I think we have more than ever before. So now we started doing matinees and features. Okay. So it's 13 nights, but we're showing 18 films in that 13 nights, because some of them are 3 o'clock matinees and 7 o'clock features. And usually the earlier matinees are a little more family friendly. This time of year is a lot of fun because right after 13 Nights of Halloween is November and December. November marks the birth month of the Jefferson Theatre. November 14th, it was the grand opening in 1927. And for that, we usually try to show It's a Wonderful Life. So that's kind of the plan right now. We can't really tell you what we're showing yet because we haven't locked it all in yet. But November and then December is obviously our holiday movies. Those are our big, that's usually whenever you're going to see a full building almost. And I'm hoping, you look back at the numbers from 2014, 2015, whenever this first started, and there's showings of Elf that have 1,200 people, which is almost a full house, which is crazy to me. So I'm really hoping with this new setup, once the word gets out this October, November, December, we can start seeing those numbers again. And really, maybe we'll get a snow machine in the auditorium or something. You never know.
Do that.
We might get a little crazy. We'll see.
Okay, and I want to talk about, because this is known for those classic movies, but with all of these upgrades, you'll have the potential, should you want to run first run films.
Absolutely, yeah. We are slowly whittling away at getting on the books with some of the larger distributors. It's a process, and there's some restrictions that we can't really get into here, but one of the big detractors to the first run is that generally what they like to do is they basically want you to show only that movie, nothing else, no other events in between. For usually it's around 2 weeks, and they want minimum probably 3 showings. So if we were to show a first run film, we would have to block off 2 weeks on our schedule and show that movie probably 6 or 7 times, and that's a restriction they have. But I think what we're going to look into, and no promises, we're just getting into it. So we're still kind of filling it out. What I'd probably like to see us do is, and what I've always imagined is, you have those hit movies that kind of make it to the big box places. They do their run there, and then they kind of drop off. We want to try to come in after that. And to anybody that missed it before it hit streaming, we'll get a couple of showings out and try to come in for a couple of showings toward the end of its theatrical run.
And that may bring in different kind of clientele that don't come to the classic movie nights. Maybe some of the younger kids in that as well.
Exactly. Younger kids are just people that want to catch that movie. They don't want to have to drive to Houston. And and just speaking on driving from Houston, we've had several screenings just this year where people have driven from Houston just because we were showing a certain movie. We showed Vertigo a couple months ago, and several people drove in because they love Hitchcock. They can't see that movie anywhere in Houston, so they drove all the way to Beaumont for it. So we're hoping that we can catch some of those features. And then also, there's certain movies where they look to only do theatrical runs in independent theaters, and they may reach out to us now that we have this system. One of the big hopes is that maybe the word gets out a little bit, and there's some folks that want to see their movie screened here that maybe are larger directors that have filmed in the area, like Richard Linklater and people like that. Maybe we can get their attention. We'll see.
Okay. Love it. Anything else you want to add about the Jefferson or your classic movie nights?
I invite everybody to come back. If you've been before and you were disappointed in the experience or the tech just wasn't up to snuff, come back and see us. If any other reason kept you from coming here, come back and see us and let me know. Come grab me. I'm usually hanging out in the lobby. Just let me know your concerns, and we want to make this. We want to make everyone just look forward to coming to the Jefferson for a movie. Really exciting times coming. With 100 years, we're already kind of game planning some things that I can't talk about, but 100 years is a big deal. And we got some things that we want to work on, and some things that we hope to surprise everybody with in the future.
Looking forward to it.
Other than that, we're gonna still trucking. We're still trucking. We didn't raise any of our prices. We're gonna keep cranking out movies like we always have. Nothing's changed on our end or for the consumer, except their experience just got 100 times better.
Yeah, that's something to be excited about. Thank you so much for telling us about it. You're a wealth of knowledge. We appreciate all you do to preserve this downtown beautiful gem that we have here to enjoy at the Jefferson.
Thank you. It's an honor.
Before we go, we want to highlight one more thing for you. The Recreation Department's annual Haunted House will be on Halloween Day, October 31st from 6 to 9 p.m. at the Sterling Pruitt Activity Center. If you're looking for something safe to do for Halloween, we have you covered there. Come dressed up and prepared to be spooked. For now, though, I'm Tracy Koenig. Thanks so much for tuning in to the Beaumont Beat, where we move with the heartbeat of the city, and we'll see you next time.